Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, and I see we're getting kind of full here. There are a few more chairs out and a rack out in the vestibule out there. So if you don't have a seat, grab one of those. This is our closing event, and just to let you know where we stand with our LLF fundraising program this year, I'm going to let our chairperson, Wade Meyercord, fill you in.
Thank you, Terry. Before I get started, I wanted to introduce our board in case this. Okay. In case you're not aware, so Terry and Judy Stratman have been in charge of fundraising for the last 2 years. Marcia Shaken here has been our erstwhile secretary and does a phenomenal job. My wife Phyllis is the one who has the fantastic handwriting and writes all those. Thank you. As I'll tell you in a minute, she's already written 90 and we have a lot more to go. And Ray is not here. And Rich Lamb is not only doing the filming, but he handles our grants and screening of the grants and does all that. So we very much appreciate that. Thank you all. Did I leave anybody?
Colin, who's not here.
Well, yeah, Colin Whitby Strevens is our treasurer and does an enormous amount of work. And Colin's on vacation in the UK, and so he's not here with us today. I want to bring you up to date on where we stand on fundraising. Our campaign officially ends the end of this month, but we're open. We're open for business until December 31st at midnight. So, because we need a lot more money, and we surely love to have it. Just to tell you where we are, we've had, as of this morning, 91 donations, totaling $89,000. Our goal is $100,000, but as you'll hear in a second, we've already given out $113,000 in grants for 20 different grants, and we have a lot more grants to give out. So we need more money, and we're open for business. We have cards up here, anybody who's missing, and we'll be very happy to receive your donations anytime for the rest of the year. With that, let me turn it over to Judy, who would like to introduce our guests and have a few words to say as well.
So welcome everyone, and especially our guest speaker this afternoon. On behalf of the whole board, I'm really pleased to introduce to you Quinn Pham. Quinn is studying right now dietetics and nutrition, and will tell you all about that. She's worked for almost a year and a half in healthcare with the dining thing. And I'm sure you're all glad to have her over there. I am not going to take any of your time other than to again say thank you to every one of you who have made donations to the Living Legacy Foundation. You know, it's not the numbers that we get, it's not the amount of money. What's important is these wonderful workers and their children whom we're supporting to go to college to improve their lot in life. So, Gwen, I would like to introduce you, please.
Hello. So 8 years ago, I first moved from Vietnam to California. And then 1 year ago, I started at Saratoga Retirement. And little do I know that that's where I really find someone who's really inspired me and helped me decide what I want to do in the next 10 years. And so it was like one afternoon, and I was joined by lunch by one of the resident family member. And her name was Claire. She's not here anymore. She got discharged. And that day I'm a very curious person, so I prodded her to talk to me about her life. And so she started telling me that she was a teacher, and it was the 1950s, so it was challenging for her to even to get to go to school and to pursue something as being an educator. And so when she was able to become one, she was very inspiring to other students. And she really reminded me that as young people, we have a lot of dreams, but also we have a lot of fears. And those are really the things that really hinder our growth and scare us away from taking the leap, and also doing things or stop believing in ourselves, which is the worst of all. And however, educators can really change that. And so how many of you really remember what you guys really learned? You were in like high school, and for me, not really, but how many of you can really remember that maybe Miss Jones in literature class really inspired you to become a professor or become or follow your dreams? Or maybe Mr. Smith in English class, he really see you and see your potentials and also encourage you to really do something more about it. And I'm here today because of the educators that really inspired me, and I wanted to be one of them for one of the students, hopefully in the future. So currently, I am working on my Master of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics. So I'm working on a research project with Dr. John Jin, who's a leading expert in metabolic health. And our hope is to advance diabetic care, and a little bit snippet of it, but as we are very different humans, we also have different bodies and also different metabolism. So some are faster, some are slower, and that's just normal for everyone. And our metabolism is really impacted by many different things. And one of them is blood biomarkers. So things like HDL, LDL, which is you all get from your lab reports, and things like that. So we're hoping that by looking at these blood markers, we can really predict how you react to certain foods. And that really is the key thing to changing diabetic care, is that you know how you react to these kind of foods, and really translating these evidence into what we can do to help these patients with diabetes. And so with that, I didn't know that last year I really met someone who really planted my seeds for my dream, and I really want to do more. So next year I hope that I already finished defending my thesis, also traveling around the world, presenting for conferences, and also working on my application to apply for a PhD school, and which I'm working on right now. And really thank you, the Living Legacy Foundation, for really provides me, really the gardener that waters my dreams, and really is the biggest encouragement to push me to say, oh, you can really do it. And that really inspired me to pursue doctoral training, because hopefully one day I'm also a researcher that is contributing to the community, but also inspiring some students in their career, and hopefully they can have a trust that they can also do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gwen. We certainly wish you success in your future academic endeavors. There were a number of other grant recipients who wanted to express their appreciation but could not be here today, but they did present some, find a seat wherever you can. They did give us some videos, and so next we'd like to be able to show you some of those videos of some of our grant.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wonderful. So when I said we talk about numbers often with LLF, it's these dear, dear people whom we give grants to. That's what this is all about. So thank you all for that. And I want to give a little background on the Sanchez's. You may have picked up that Maria Sanchez Ayala and Alan Sanchez Ayala, brother and sister, both thanked you. Their father was employed in facilities here for 7, almost 8 years. When they applied for a grant, the children were students here, and so they're children of an employee. Unfortunately, their maternal grandmother became very ill. Their mother had to return to Mexico, and the children returned with her. So they made the request, would we be willing to support them with their continuing their college education in Mexico? Our board had to make a decision about that, and because Marcia Chaikin was able to look into universities in Mexico, we did find that they were going to qualified universities, and we supported both of them. For 1 year, Maria got a grant in Mexico when she came down. When she said she had some issues that she was dealing with, she came down with lymphoma. Had to drop out of school for a year, had treatments, came back the following year, went back to school while going to treatments. Her mother would drive her 2 hours to take her to treatments. Amazing story. Alan, because there was so much turmoil in his life, became very depressed. And he needed to drop out of school for treatment, which he did continue until he was able to go back to school. Both of them are finishing their degrees, and that family, quite frankly, did not have the funds to help them, and you all have. So, you're amazing. Thank you.
I just wanted to say that these are incredibly inspiring stories. There's no way I could give a motivational speech that's more powerful than hearing from the students themselves. So thank you one and all for being so generous and supporting our mission, and it's truly paying off, as you can see.
You're all familiar with the donation forms that we have around by the Cubbies, but there are other ways that you can support the foundation also, and we have one of our former board members, Bev Linehan, to speak to us a little bit about what some of the alternatives are for supporting this organization.
Thank you. It's really good to be here. Let's give a round of applause for all of those endorsements. Weren't they wonderful? Take my breath away, bring tears to my eyes, and really such a reinforcement of why we do what we do. And particularly proud of the work that's been done by the foundation since we've lived here for 8 years. And that can continue. So today I wanted to spend just a couple minutes talking about living after 80, a living legacy. So planned giving and legacy gifts allow any one of us to leave a gift to a charity or an educational institution or other nonprofit as a part of your estate planning. And I know many of you already have included this in your estate plan, but legacy giving is something I'd like you to consider for the Living Legacy Foundation. So, what impact would you want your gift to have if you left a gift in any number of ways so that this foundation could continue into perpetuity? Some of the ways that you can give, I'm sorry for the feedback here, some of the ways that you can give are bequests in your will or your trust, and all of these are discussions to have with your financial planner and your accountant, etc. But mostly it's a discussion of your heart. So secondarily, beneficiary designations. So in your retirement accounts, IRAs and 401ks, your insurance policies, a bank or a brokerage account where that's permitted. And then another area is in this area of charitable gift annuities. And that's something that you definitely want to talk with your financial experts about. And a fourth one is charitable remainder trusts. All of these are techniques and tools open to us to be advantageous to the recipient as well as to your own financial situation. So I think there's a handout that Terry, just in time, Terry has back there. If you care to pick it up, it has a little more detail, and certainly I'd be available for any questions after our gathering today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bev, thank you very much. Terry, do you have?
As you probably noticed, we have some refreshments in the back, so please help yourselves and stay and mingle and enjoy them as long as you like. And thank you again for your support for the organization.
Marcia has a few words to say.
First of all, do we have any other grantees here who would like to say anything? Okay. I want to thank not only our grantees who made the videos and came to be with us today, but also the people who have been working so hard before this board. Could I have anybody who was on the board previously, please raise your hand now? Okay, thank you both. John, the foundation started out as a fund and now is now a 5013C foundation, so you might know what that means for your tax implications. I've been privileged to be on the board for, I guess, 3 years now, and I've been touched by our residents when I talk to them about LLF. People come in and don't know nothing about it, and when they hear about LLF, they are willing to give as much as they possibly can. So thank you all for doing that. One of my very favorite people wrote a book called It Takes a Village. And that is one way of looking at this, but it's more than that, because our grantees or their parents are caring for us, and they give their all in their work here, and we are so privileged to have a staff that's so dedicated to us that the little we can do to help them on their way after this is so needed, is so appreciated, and so thank you all. We need your help in other ways too. There are some residents that still don't know about LLF. We sent out all sorts of information. We put it on My Saratoga. Reach out to them, please. Say, are you an LLF supporter? And if not, here's why I am. So thank you so much, and now enjoy the refreshments. Thank you.
Thanks, Marcia. So that's all we have for this afternoon, so please have some refreshments and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.